My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Monster Train 2! Umbra. Umbra with Primordium. Aqua's Reservation once per battle. God, if you could do this in deployment phase, oh, I'd be over the moon. Once per battle, select the heart to gain 3 Ember. 2 Mind Collapses in the base deck. When they slay, you gain 2 energy from them. 2 Moldeds in the base deck, reforming units, and then the Wickless Tycoon. On Harvest, gain 10 gold. Seraphitonis chosen Dominion is going to be a little problem for us. Interesting. I don't really know what we're going to do here. Show me the artifact. Mind Jacks, +2 capacity on the middle floor. Gotta say, in a world where I'm running Umbra, which, to be fair, this is an Umbra relic, so you can only really get it in a world where you're running Umbra, but Mind Jacks is very useful. Versatile Ember Staff is also pretty good, though. It's really quite good, in fact. I think in order to have more units being eaten by the unit that eats Primordium, we'll take this. Aggressive Edible gives additional damage. Honestly, that's just... it pales in comparison, considering you can easily get a... oh, Merchant of Steel Umbra as well. That's great. You can easily go to Merchant of Arms and pick up a weapon, make that weapon deployable, and then suddenly you get more damage for longer from a Stalwart Snap. I think I hold. We're not going to be doing much slaying on the next floor. Although I guess Plinks will help. Hopefully. Sorry, Plink singular will help. Whoa. I guess we'll be okay. We're just not getting a lot of value out of the links and stuff at all. Let's link the midline for double rubble. Then link the top line. I can use Mind Collapse to take out my own unit on the middle line in order to summon an Umbra there instead. Perfect, and because those Forsaken are killing my entire bottom line, they set up perfectly for me now to be able to use the second line a lot better. We'll sack 2 Dregs to save damage. And then this... I'll take this Dreg still. Plinks. Interesting. I think I'll put this one at the back of the top line, back in the middle line, rather. Gets another Harvest on the floor. More gold for me. Double Blink worked incredibly there. You gain Rage after a Killing Blow, so if possible, I'd like to not give you Killing Blows. Summon a Dreg. Kill the Dreg for stats, and then get the additional morsels on the field. Perfect. Ooh, the gold. We're going to be flying out of this floor. Barrels of Production. Ooh, engulfed in smoke. Apply stealth 2 to friendly units. In a world where I could end up propagating stat forward, so I give stealth 2 to the Primordium. That stealth 2 gets given forward at the end of the turn as well. Additional stealth on another unit. Maybe. Maybe. Purifying Cleanse if I want to make a Burnout floor better. Dripfall is also just a really good card. Really good at throwing off Seraphitonis in the very... okay, I've got to take it. It throws off Seraphitonis so well. Obviously, I'm looking for a Gorge unit here, ideally. Of these two, Seraph Eternus would prefer we have damage shield, but almost every other instance in the game is going to want me to have the Crucible Collector for the higher base stats here. I could even go like Bloodstone Titanite on Crucible Collector. Make it really hard to kill you. The only problem is then that floor doesn't do a lot of damage, so I don't really want to large stone my target here if I can. Avoid that is. The more I think about it, the more I feel like it should just be Crucible Warden for the damage shield protection. This one's a toughie. So midline is definitely Primordium, Crucible Warden, and Wickless Tycoon at the moment, which means we have one space left on that floor. I don't want Large Stone to occupy it. I don't think Titan Stone matters. I'm going to take the opportunity to take a reroll here. There's... Interesting. Not that many things that could have been really relevant to me. I will say Dualism and Multi-Strike certainly count as two of the things that could be very relevant to me. We'll give Multi-Strike to the Crucible Warden, and we'll also give you Dualism to gain twice as many damage shield stacks. There's a fair argument that a Strength Stone to just give some additional damage to the Wickless Tycoon is going to pay itself off pretty easily. And I will be dissuaded by that argument. Elbow the wall, you're not a problem, I can fight you on floor 2. I really don't want to blink them when they're on the bottom line, ideally. Oh, however, I can do this. Summon and kill my own drag. Hell yeah. I suppose I'll also resummon that drag on the top line. On blink. It got some good targets. So 23 by 2. If I gave you the Amber Drain, that means a Dreg would give me the ability to take out the Collector. That's just gonna be so positive. I should definitely do that. And then this bottom line, I can use this to eat the 2 Rubble Morsels to get additional energy for the next turn. Oh no, it was the end trigger that killed him. Never mind, the Dreg didn't make any difference on that floor at all. Link. Doesn't get both of them, but I finish it out myself. Just gonna stack another unit on that floor. Hopefully I get spell access to take down the back line. Wow. Yeah, that's spell access to take down the back line if I've ever seen it. Yeah, I'm 100% going Merchant of Arms. I'm gonna try and equip him. There's certainly space for an Ember Forge on the top floor. Draft Malt Encasement. In a world where I do have two Moldeds in the deck, it is kind of easy to treat Draft as like a damage spell. Only problem is it needs to be defended or have quick to really act like that. Obviously, Molten Encasement can do some ridiculous things, but I also don't want to do that right now. Let me give Fire Remains to the vehicle. Stasis Crystal. Stasis Crystal. Stasis Crystal. Stasis Crystal. Sorry, what happened? I walked into this store and, oh, I have a deployable Stasis Crystal. Well, that's ridiculous, because it gives a bunch of stats to Primordium at the end of every turn. I also really like the idea of getting a boiler room, but I probably don't need it. Exile's Diadem. Kinda? Yeah, I'll just take it. Put it in the deck, whatever. Like I care. I don't need to mini stone that, that's fine. A rare Fireborn. Yeah, I was wondering if I'd get the Devilish Details, and then I was also wondering what I would do if I got the Devilish Details. I think I just take it. Give me some Dragon Horde. I know I've got a Wickless Tycoon, but I can be greedier. I promise I can be greedier. Just give me a chance. If you take me back, I'll be the greediest person ever. Oh, except for Archeon. Getting full rage every time I siphon someone. Get off my floor! Actually, hang on. That's actually a lot worse than just chomping a dreg. Would have been fun if it was a good idea, though. And then I don't want to blink the bottom line. I want the kills on this floor. Yes. Grow, Primordium. Grow. Throwing Draft on the back line is incredible here. Takes out the Chosen and itself, giving me 20 additional gold. Sack a Drake to save that top line. I'll let him also duel a cycle. Well, this is an unfortunate one. Especially because I'm going to be given a lot of rage to Archeon, but also we're getting damage shield, so how much does that rage really matter to us? The answer will not surprise you. I don't need to play this draft, and unfortunately it would actually be bad for me right now. So just in case I didn't make it clear enough, Stasis Crystal gives you Resolve, gain 20/20 while under stasis. Stasis means you can't attack or can't be damaged in any way, and it gives you the ability to emerge. However, Primordium doesn't care about emerging. It still manages to get eaten through stasis. So the Crucible Warden is getting 3/3 on the first turn, then 23/23, then 43/43, and so on and so forth. Now that there's no eating going on the second line, the optimal outcome is to have as many dregs chomp and die there as it can. Well, if that's the best they can do, killing 2 of mine, that's the best they can do. Umbra Stone consumed to apply trample? Yes, please. Yes, I will. I think Crucible Warden would love to have that. I think Are you kidding me? Big Sludge, Harvest, gain Rage 5. Yeah, that's probably exactly the final unit that wants to go on that midline floor. Oh boy, does it ever. I'll take it. I'll figure out a way to use it. I want capacity here, to be entirely frank with you. Gives me the ability to play the Plinks, as well as gives me the ability to develop Big Sludge up there without having to worry about getting, I'll say this. Without having to worry about getting specifically a mini stone in exactly this next store. Does it need to be exactly this next store? I could go Trinket. Trinket, Merchant of Steel. Trinket, Merchant of Steel. Gorge triggers an additional time. Really good in the world where it's giving 2 damage shield. Yes, please. Morsels into a damage shield 1. No, thank you. First rune card. Played each battle. Apply to all floors. I have no room cards. I'm not going there. I'm going to that Merchant of Steel. Depends if I miss, I might go to that Merchant of Steel. So this would be my first opportunity to get a room. Maybe make it deployable as well. I think I'm more interested in units getting an additional upgrade slot, please. Probably shouldn't have healed there. This event might take a lot of HP from me. Yeah, it totally did. Yeah, that's my bad. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Look, I gotta tell you, reducing the bio to 1 health here, it's terrifying. It also does make us a lot stronger from turn 1 in a way that is pretty impactful. I knew as soon as I clicked it, I shouldn't have clicked it. Hell. Yeah, our damage shield means that this fight is actually not a problem in any way for us. Imagine I just played Devilish Details right now. I gotta admit, I was thinking about it. Of course I was thinking about it. No Pyramanes in the next area. Another boss. Oh god. I might have to dodge that Merchant of Steel for health. Not what I'm looking for. In terms of equipment, guess I'll give you the diadem. Someone should wear it. Well, that brings back the draft, giving us the ability to almost execute you. You'll die next floor, though. We're fine. Oh, never mind. You'll die this floor twice. And that's about the last time anyone's even can get that far. Oh my god, our dregs are too healthy. It would survive if I played it. Yuck. I mean, those malevolent hunters have haste, so they're skipping the second floor anyway. I may as well. You're kidding me. All of these enemies couldn't even kill a single rubble morsel. Start weakening you a little here. Why not? Oh! But imagine if I misclicked that. Imagine if I accidentally did it anyway. Alas, we're okay. Alright, Kel! The one that comes back with the least health is a drag. Put that drag in the front line. Congrats. Blink a couple of times. Nope, that drag is surviving now. But the rubble morsel won't, and we're all good. Really? Engine upgrade. -1 capacity, +1 ember per turn. Gemdrove or Grovel? I'm leaning Gemdrove. Give me the ability to defend my entire floor and a bunch of morsels. Sacred Wicks, Fatal Melting, Memories of the Melted. Unfortunately, none of these actually have inherent utility in this deck. Like, I'm not really reforming as many units as I would like. I'm not really having as many friendly units die as I would like. And that's going to be even harder and harder and harder with the unstable shards. So I feel like out of these, I want to skip. Couldn't play it. Sorry. Gotta save this. I'm gonna save that for another fight as well. Ah. I got so much money. It has to be the Merchant Trinkets. Can't not be. Extinguish triggers an additional time. I don't have any triggers for that yet, but if I ever find something that wants that, I will desperately want that. So I'll take it. Clan cards only offer rares. This could even be a Remnant of Wax immediately. It's not. I'm gonna skip. But it could have been. Let's re-roll here. Perfect. Oh my god, I want all of these. Artificial Firestone, 3 additional Deployment Ember. Pretty important in the world where I've got the big sludge. Melting Spout, 2 units get +30 and Burnout 1. I'm honestly not that keen on that, just because I can only get one of the 2 remaining. And if I get a unit that has an Extinguish trigger, Votive Key is exactly what I'm going to want. Although if I got a Tomb unit, Votive Key and the Melting Spout would be exactly what I want. Create an ephemeral copy of the first spell you play each turn. I gotta admit, I don't have any good spells in this deck yet, but when I do, and also in the Titan fight, that's gonna be ridiculous. Merchant of Arms. I mean, I got a lot more Deployment Ember, so Merchant of Arms is more powerful than it's otherwise been. I can cop that -1 energy per turn. I really want to get Big Sludge on that field as well. But then I miss out on all morsels. I am going to need a big damage unit in the 3rd line in order to take out these enemies. Wait, am I? That's not the enemies I thought I was going to be enemying. Well, now I confused. I confused for good reason. I wonder if maybe I can't afford Wickless. Endless is intentionally being given to Primordium here. Oh my god, we're literally 1 damage off being able to take out the Adamant Shield Breaker at the right time. Well, I say right time. Okay, I think I'm going to try the final possible outcome here that doesn't let me die to the very first wave. Which would be Primordium hits top line, Crucible Warden, Big Sludge. And we start developing an aggressive middle line as well. We'll do 12 damage straight up immediately. Then it's another 6. This would be another 12. 6 and 12 is 18. That wouldn't kill the enemy right now. There we go. Oh, no, wait, I don't even need to put it in the front line. Damn. Found a way to keep the unit alive at the right times. It's Big Mind Collapse hits you, then Exiles... Wait. No. Energy. Exiles Diadem sets up Calcified Ember, Mind Collapse the enemy, and then Dreg at the very back of the line, and then we're capable of taking you out. We've got Primordium scaling appropriate stats on the Crucible Warden, and we've got 3 attackers. We'll be okay now. That Ember Drain. Really wanted to play that Gem Trove. Oh, hell yeah. There's the Draw out a rubble morsel that'll be particularly useful here. Come on, give me my trample. Oh, Devilish Tails. I gotta play that right now. I'm drawing a lot of units that I would like to never draw again. Actually, for the harvesting of it all, I think my ideal outcome is you there, then Mind Collapse, and then Umbra. Hoorah! Down into the back of the floor, so I wouldn't be able to kill the Ravenous Zealot. But I should just be focusing on getting as many additional triggers on that bottom line as I can right now then. So 1. Actually, hang on. The draft should be the endless one because it'll be also playable next floor. Not that I necessarily think I will be doing that, just that it can be. A 500 attacking twice, I think, will do this. Cannibalize. Given how much I want units to die and having endless... Yes, please. Oh, sorry, endless and extinguish doubles. By the way, extinguish doubles. Votivary, an endless unit. Extinguish. Draw 2 additional cards next turn. Yes, please. I will absolutely love to draw 4 additional cards next turn. Thank you. I really feel like I have to go to the Merchant of Arms just to hit a Pyramanes, and then go to the Merchant of Steel Pyramanes afterwards as well. Resin Blade. Burn out 1, multi-strike 1. No, thank you. Stoic Plitmal. And disables triggers. No. And Crucible Extension, also, I don't think so. Great, something to be in the opening hand. I'm leaning reroll here entirely. Glutton's Maw. Glutton's Maw is exactly the kind of equipment that the Crucible Warden would love. With a Artificial Pyre Stone, I think I take the opportunity to also make it deployable. Do I merge it with a Diadem, though? My deployable Ember, 7, so 2, 1, 1, 4, 2. I only have 1 left over. Which means I'm not even going to be playing Glutton's Maw in the opening. I'm going to have to short a card to be able to do that. Probably end up shorting the Wickless Tycoon and just play that halfway through the cycle. It's worth it for the growth speed. Steward's Quarters. I've removed the Stewards, haven't I? I have not. Oh, the Stewards are actually pretty good right now. I've even got capacity. Damn, I'm sold. I'll play Steward's Quarters on the top line. You got me, buddy. Create a spell. Triple stack for 3 damage shield to all friendly units on gem troves, not bad. -4 cost to a gem trove, making it a free spell, possibly even giving it double stack later. I wouldn't have the space for all of those morsels, admittedly. Permanently gain magic power. Entropic crystals. I would draw entropic crystals constantly because I'm going to be drawing a lot of cards. I feel like maybe the correct answer here is take nothing. I really don't feel like zero costing that gem trove is actually going to significantly impact our board. That's unfortunate. Kale, show me what you're up to. Hell yeah. Wait, is it better for me to trigger my own Votivary? Just for the sake of the growth of the Crucible Warden, possibly, yeah. Although I also wonder if maybe I should be doubling up on Drip Ball instead. Daze the boss for 2 turns. Then beat you, Calcified Ember, and top floor is where we put our stewards. And that's a rage trigger as well for Big Sludge. Honestly, Votivary getting eaten by Crucible Warden every turn sounds incredible. Oh, the downside is before I get a Diadem out on board, I can't also summon Wickless Tycoon. It's a pretty bad downside, admittedly. $159. Dreg gets us over the line of killing the first one. Unfortunately, the Vampiric Cherub and that Axe Thrower still ascend. Oh, got him with the blink. We're all good. We are all good now. Do I want a Gorge or do I want... Oh, I don't even get the money, of course, because the Wickless Tycoon's not on the floor. Aqua's Reservation, I'll allow you to burn a Calcified Ember for me. Summon and eat that Votivary, then I will give Trample to the Crucible Warden. Oh boy. That's not gonna work out this turn. That Chosen Bastion will absolutely murder me if I allow this to continue. Sacking that Dreg gets us more damage on Big Sludge, which could be relevant. Oh, neither of those morsels even do damage to the Chosen Bastion. Ugh. Yucky. I'll check, but yeah, moving Primordium out of stealth? Stasis, is not enough there. Which tells me that the only thing that will be enough is if I can target it. So I'll move it out of stasis and then eat it, and that's the stat line I need to kill everything. Granted, I can still play the Votivary. That trample out there as well. Oh, hell yeah. Get him on the big sludge, and now I've got room for Votivary to eat whatever it wants. I'll play the additional drag. I think it's probably going to end up coming in handy. Who needs health? Who needs health when you can be greedy? Devilish to Tails 2 times. I take 16 damage to it, and then I get enough Dragon Swords to fill the horde. Pretty well. Yeah, I'll take all the additional energy you have, game. I do more damage on the bottom line, midline, rather, I suspect. And eating through the middle of a turn is really important. Let's see what this Endless Primordium does. Does it go back to the top of the deck with all of its stats and it keeps full buff it? Yeah, it does. Jimmy. Let's jump the Votivary. Mold back whatever we can. Dreg hits frontline, Draft hits back. Perfect. It's like overwhelmingly good. ridiculously powerful. All right, top line doesn't have room for any of those, so throw you all down on the bottom. I don't need the additional energy from you, so let's get a bunch of stats instead. Unfortunately, the boss is getting a bunch of damage and lifesteal from all the cherubs it's going to eat, but thankfully, I have 67 damage shield, so you can do 82 damage all you like. It's not going to matter. Shroud Spike. Trigger feeding on friendly morsel unit 2x times. Hard to turn that down. Bonus stab certainly good. It's also sometimes very hard to use. I'll take the spike. I have enough draw. I have more than enough draw. The only thing I can really make sense of is taking energy here, despite the fact that I don't really care about energy. It gives me additional deployment ember, which matters. With Dragon Horde, or when you equip a friendly unit, gain Conduit 4. Admittedly, that is quite good, actually. It makes our Plinks do a lot of damage on that second line. Starter cards cost -1. Hits all those Plinks. But I can do kind of that effect with the amount of X costs and 2 costs I have in the deck with Split Anvil. When you play a spell, spells in hand, cost reduced to 0 for the rest of the turn. Sorry, spells in hand that cost less are cost reduced to 0 for the end of the turn. We hit another Merchant of Steel with additional Pyre Remains. And this unit's status effects. Yeah, that'll give stasis to a unit, so new. That's really unfortunate. Endless and Titanite are two of the least useful possible upgrades for me to hit here. I am going to full reroll, and I could, and I will. I'm going to Titanite and give some additional health to a Shield Steward so that it can easily defend a top line. In fact, I'll give it even damage shield. There you go. Reroll. I got a lot of money. I can do that. Large stone? I haven't got anyone mini stoned, right? I can't large stone you. Good lord. I am getting some really, really, really bad pulls here. My Crucible Warden's not going to be able to attack at quick speed, unfortunately. But hard to argue that it doesn't want another multi-strike, given the amount of damage it ends up with. I'll Wickstone the draft because I can. God, I really wanted to see like Quick or Dualism or Mini Stone. Like basically all of the ones that I didn't see would have been great to see. Large Stone is a very hard sell right here. These dregs are also kind of just chumps between me and the rest of my stuff. I'm not ever really especially glad to draw one. I have enough chumps in this deck, and I have enough space to use non-one-size chumps. Non-boss in each wave gains Reanimate 2. You may as well. I'd love that to be the case, because then I can kill you twice, and in killing you twice, I get even more money. Oh, Plinks do 14 each on that floor. Huge. Yeah, I don't really need to play that draft. idea to minimize the big guy. I've got the ability to hit double devilish details. I really do need just a little longer to get more damage. I'm gonna daze that Avowed Gladiator and send it down. Those terrifying amalgams are gonna do a bunch of damage. I'm not even eating anything this turn. Maybe that's not the best version that turn I can do. Got a Steward's Court as the top line. I really don't want to be killing that Spear Steward, but I feel like I have to this turn. Rage Wing getting to attack us directly is pretty terrifying. I feel like the only possible good outcome here is letting the Crucible Warden now develop. Okay, that went pretty well. That went pretty well. You'd go up with 200, which means you'd get hit once, twice, 3, 4. I die. It's 18 by 2. Simple Spear Steward on that line's not really going to change that. Nor will 3 more non-damage morsels. So here's the thing. I feel like I'm only going to have the stats to deal with the Big Sludge is so underwhelming, by the way. Like, if I'm not able to reach backline targets, which I was really hoping to just be eating enough targets for that to not be a problem. If I can't reach backline targets and people aren't dying consistently on the floor, unfortunately, eating my own unit does not count as a harvest on the floor, which I really think it should, because this Extinguish triggers on death, which means this unit has died, but whatever. So I think the only way that I can get the Crucible Warden to have enough stats to be able to actually appropriately deal with these enemies, despite the fact, or get them fast enough for it to be able to deal with these enemies, would be setting up on the top floor. But if I set up on the top floor, I have Terrifying Amalgam comes up. Terrifying Amalgam comes up. I literally lose to just the Terrifying Amalgam triggers. I set up on the bottom floor. I leak the first Gladiators. I mean, I can obviously, like, not play my double Devilish Details, which may end up being the case. But I wonder if, with our deck, if there is anything I can do against Savagery's Final Assault specifically. I'm gonna restart this fight in a world where I don't have the big sludge out on fields. If I'm honest, I don't really want the Wickless Tycoon to be part of this playpan on the top line either. Okay. That's how I'll differentiate it. It's going to be Primordium, Big Sludge, and Crucible. Then midline is going to be Shield Steward, and Steward's Quarters that as soon as I can. See what we can do with this. Certainly don't want to cannibalize any of my own units right now. I can drip ball this Terrifying Amalgam, perhaps? Prevent it from getting its resolve trigger. Perfect. We're capable of taking out the first of our Gladiator as it ascends. I suspected that would be the case. Unfortunately, we'll be losing some units from our second line. Thankfully, it is the Endless one, so I'll be able to draw it again. I mean, there's no chance that this Plink is relevant to pretty much anyone, so just play it and... Yeah, it's decent hits, but still not going to be relevant. Okay, Votivary with all the stats I can give it. I'll give Trample. Also going to be eating that Votivary. I really do like having an additional Spear Steward on this line if I can. Great damage for that top line. Some Gem Trove down. 2 Morsel Excavators just for additional damage on the Shield Steward on the second line. And then I'll put a Morsel Jeweler on top and Shroud Spike it to feed it 4 times. Should have fed it more times, actually. I had the Aqua's Reservation still in reservation. No spells have been copied yet. That's great, because then I can Mind Collapse into Mind Collapse into Mind Collapse and prevent any AoE from that floor, as well as turn all of my other cards into zero costers. Just spam on the bottom line just in case I get a single morsel, which I do. Hoorah! Yes. That line and this line are pretty bad for me, the Terrifying Amalgam-wise. Thankfully, I have the ability to develop units on the Amalgam line there, so we'll be safe. I honestly almost want to gem trove him to try and keep him comfy. But I should probably actually do that to the mid line. And then it's Blink a Clock. Nice. Take a Rubble Morsel, kill the Rubble Morsel. Should have done that on the top floor for the sake of the big sludge, but it's not going to be that relevant, so I will not fix it. Add all the additional health morsels to the bottom line that I can. And a morsel jeweler, why not? I suspect doubling Dripball would be nice. But realistically, as long as the Thane oh no, if the Thane comes to the top line, the Terrifying Amalgam is definitely coming to the top line. Whatever, it's all I can do. Ideally, I don't give all of my enemies spites right now. So very much not thrilled about what's going on other lines. All right, and now we're okay. We win on the top line, we push the damage, we take the enemy out. But with 12 remaining health, things are pretty dire. Kindle. Double your energy and also make all of your spells cost nothing. Good matter in the world where I've got the Shroud Spike. I am going to go to the Merchant of Magic as well. Hell, I'll engulf some folk and smoke. 6 is good enough to loot. Increase max all by 2. Unfortunately, that's not going to be useful. Shell, nice. Unit cards without upgrades cost -1. That's even better for our Steward floor. Intrinsic -1. I mean, intrinsic -1 and then holdover both on engulfed and smoke is pretty ridiculous. Friendly units apply armor 5 to the front friendly unit on extinguish. Doesn't matter on any floor except for the steward floor that doesn't care about it. Teeth of Gold. Very little damage compared to what we're doing otherwise. If I need that damage, then I'm already going to lose. And Combustible Wax, not relevant. Roll. That's really good. Jack Strips. Deal 3 piercing damage whenever an enemy unit moves between floors. That'll give us the ability to just let the... Wait, hang on. Do I have a room? I do have a room. I do want to draw that in my opening hand, I guess. I'll take Dante's Footstool, Jack Strips, Mask of Penumbra. -1 intrinsic, the Umbra Stone makes a lot of sense. Remove Consume from Shroud Spike makes a lot of sense. Probably can't afford to use Devilish Details anymore. Like, I got some good stuff out of it, but... we're beyond where I can really afford to utilize it at all. Yeah, I'm quite comfortable just straight up removing it, to be honest. I certainly don't need a second Votivary. A solid Diadem coming in earlier would be nice, but I don't need that. I kind of want to dupe the Perils of Production, to be honest. I should probably be Shroud Spike, but the thing is I don't end up with morsels often enough to consistently have Shroud Spike hit. If it had Permafrost, yes. I'm honestly quite stuck here. Maybe it's just another powerful Shield Steward, but I wonder if my opening hand would be too large at that point. Might be. I guess there is an argument for another Votivary. Literally one chump blocks, one of them defends. We end up drawing 10 cards a turn rather than 9, but it just gives us chumps. Which matters. The earlier I draw the Votivary as well, the far better our fight is, so having a second copy, just twice the chance to draw it. Down has chosen Dominions, going to be applying a bunch of corruption to us. Honestly, I'm going to play the Wickless Tycoon to the midline. I'm going to eat it on turn 1. Don't you make me repeat it. Get him. Chomp. I don't want to dupe the trample, and I think I'm going to be using my Aquas this turn as well. Probably dupe the upgraded Blink. It hit. Remarkable. That absolutely should have given me at least 2, if not 3 morsels, but it gave me 1. Cool. That'll happen, I guess. Remarkable. 21 damage doesn't even take... Sorry, 20 damage doesn't even manage to take out the Entombra Morsel's 21 health, allowing me to chump block with it and eat it. Can't believe you made me repeat it. Serpentinus. Should be pretty comfortable with this. Things on the bottom line aren't great right now. I can even draw the same Votivary back by playing a morsel halfway through the turn. I also get the double play Blink. Hey, it actually clears something off the bottom line, so that was unlikely, but it did happen, so I'm all good now. I'm happy again. I feel like perhaps I should drip full Serpentinus, but you're also taking 300. No, you're taking good damage on that line. You don't need to come down here. Insane. 3 of those hits hit the Blightbound Guardian. It requires exactly 3 of them targeting the Blightbound Guardian for me to not get any morsels from that. As soon as I look at it for a millisecond, I'm like, okay, maybe I can rely on you. It's immediately shot me down. Oh boy. Well, well, I'll Kindle. Then all of my cards cost 0. Pretty good. I know. It's pretty good, I guess. Hell, I can engulf and smoke that bottom line. And I will. Then summon a Votivary, eat the Votivary, summon a Votivary, sack the Votivary. The only one that manages the matters rather is the additional damage there. So Shroud Spike to eat it 32 times. Huge amount of lifesteal, but realistically, it's 160 damage shield that we're really paying attention to there. That'll do it. Oh, hell yeah. I can... I don't need all the additional energy, so I will eat the rubble morsel to gain additional energy, and then I'm going to eat a mag morsel 20 times. One, two, three, kill. 1, 2, kill. Cool. Okay, I can get a second Votivary on that floor as well. Hell, I can even gain additional energy and then put a trap in the back line. I'm gonna have some struggles in the final fight just based around not having enough HP, I imagine. It might not be like a terminal case of low HP, but it's certainly not healthy. It's 800 damage by 3. Good work, Crucible. You're doing amazingly. Yeah, 160 corruption has managed to land on Shroud Warden. And after I take the next 235 sources of damage, I'm going to be terrified about that. Oh, just as soon as I'm dead? Welcome to the end of the line. I will say, having Emot's Tome does make me a lot more confident in this final fight, because just based on how our guys scale, that midline is going to be capable of taking care of both Entropy and Savagery quite easily, but Dominion on the top line, a little bit harder for us. Except if I just double play every single one of the Pyolites. Whoop. Primordium first, despite the fact that I don't think it's especially relevant. Gotta give him someone to chomp on that first turn. Guess I will do for trample, actually. I don't care about Gemtrode this turn. Do I even use Kindle this turn? Maybe I don't use Kindle this turn. I definitely need to dupe the Pyolite first. Summon Votivary, Zero Bump Votivary. Now, do I really need to play the rest of this hand? How much benefit do I get from that? Barely any? Used to be the case. I can just leave the Kindle to cycle for a better opportunity. I don't do a lot of magic damage to a single target, so I don't think plinking on that top line is really going to make any difference. Yeah, I'd describe this as a problem. I have to play out that and then both Firelights still. I almost wonder if I should off-cycle Savagery so I don't have to deal with them dealing 5 damage directly to us next turn again. No, there's a way better way to do this, and it uses the split anvil. We'll play a Pyrelite first, then a Discordant Toll. Mind Collapse kills on the bottom line, 0 costing all of our spells, now giving me the ability to go through literally every remaining spell. Kind of want to Daze Dominion for a turn to prevent its damage, but I also don't want to do that, because then I prevent the Pyrelite as well. Yeah, I just don't think Daze has too much value here for us. I can't Daze Entropy at all. Throw Pyrelite, then Engulf and Smoke the top line to 0 cost Pyrelite. Unfortunately, Chosen Assassin is actually really annoying right now. But perhaps, just perhaps... Perfect, I can prevent the 5 incoming damage this turn from Savagery's Resolution. Bleh. 3 Curses of Entropy, I just have to play them. Don't have the HP to mess around on that one. Top line Dominion, you are going to be now the first of the enemies to die. Which means I'm going to take this opportunity to double Drip Ball you to limit what you can do with the rest of the moves. It's looking an awful lot like I'm going to have to cycle a full cycle again, which... That's not what you want to see. Oh god, I really don't want that top line to have those units die as well. That's a problem. Double up Heralds of Production here, then hit a Gem Trove on the top line to keep some of them alive. I want to Shroud Spike for as much damage on this floor as is humanly possible. That'll help. Ember Forge is going to really struggle to stop that. Alright. I'm going to Aqua's Reservation, then double Kindle this turn. That Shield Steward's capable of keeping us alive on the bottom line perfectly. Then you and eat you and you get cannibalized. Perfect, giving us an opportunity to chump block on the top floor, maybe even get that Shield Steward back to an approachable degree. And this should basically be the last turn. Entropy takes enough trample damage there to die, and Savagery is going to follow post-haste. I mean, that's a lot of statistics. It's just a lot of statistics. It's nice to have a backup lore of the stewards. I quite like that. When it's possible. Alright, you can break that one out and then eat for another 155 damage. Good boy. Alright. That'll do it. Send it. Whew. I should have lost multiple times over the course of that run, and in some arguments I did. Especially with Umbra, like, where you set up on the very first turn is such an impactful, immediate first turn. I mean, it's impactful everywhere, but, like, specifically for the Umbra, because a lot of the time you're relying on Gorge scaling, and that Gorge scaling obviously doesn't trigger on turn 1, unless you have something ridiculous going on, like a Shroud Spike on turn 1 or something. Damage shield applied. New personal record. Love to see those. Head back to the outpost and tell you that my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Monster Train 2. I believe the next episode is going to be in the Echoes of the Void update. If it is not, oops, apologies, I've mistimed this. If it is, then I'll see you on the other side of that update. A special thanks this episode to Diz and the Mia. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.